Good morning, Paw Print class. It is good to be with you again today. I hope it looks like it's going to be another beautiful day. I hope you have a chance to get outside. I went to, remember yesterday I told you I went to Walmart and Target the other day, and I went by Pikes and I picked up some flowers. So that's my goal today. I'm going to try and get my flowers planted in my pots since it's so pretty, and they're spring flowers and help to remind me of spring and the new flowers coming and trees getting their leaves back. Spring is always a pretty time. So let's go ahead and get started. If you want to stand, we'll do the pledge to the flag, and we'll have our poem and then our Bible time. And then we've been reviewing the past couple of days. How about if we do something new today? Let's learn something new today. We need something exciting for the weekend. So that's my plan for today. So let's go ahead and start. Stand, and we'll do the pledge to the American flag. Here's our flag. So here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. And here is our date. I have it up here. Today is Friday, March 27. So March is on its way out. Still a few more days before our next month starts. So I want to read to you our poem for today. It's called Clouds. And I want you to see if you can figure out why. Well, let me read to the poem to you first, and then we'll talk about it. It's called Clouds, and here's the picture. There's clouds and a young boy and people out in the field. White sheep, on a blue hill. When the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where did you go? Christina Rossetti wrote that poem a long time ago, and I think what she's trying to say is sometimes clouds are big and puffy like a big white sheep, and when the wind's not blowing, they're right there, they stay. But as the wind blows, it moves the cloud and it moves the sheep. So I think that's what she was saying, that sometimes clouds can remind us of the white wool on a sheep. So I always liked that poem about the clouds and the sheep. Well, this week we've been talking and learning about Jesus's disciples. And I want to talk to you today about a man. He wasn't really a disciple. When you read the Bible, they give a list, and his name isn't there, but he was a follower of Jesus, and he was there watching and seeing all the things that happened, and he also wrote them down. But I wanted to show you this first before we talk about it. You might see these hanging around somebody's neck, and they put them in their ears. This is called a stethoscope. Can you try and say that? Stethoscope. And they put them in their ears, and they put it here, and they listen. Who uses one of these? We talked about them during our community helpers, doctors and nurses, right? So what happens is they put these in their ears so that they can hear, and they put this along your chest and so they can listen to your heartbeat, and the sound travels up the tube. That's a good long U word, tube, and then it goes into the ears so they can hear your heart beating. And then sometimes they put it here and they'll say, breathe deep, breathe out. They want to listen to your lungs, make sure your lungs are nice and clear. So doctors and nurses use one of these. And the reason I share that with you and talk to you about that is because the man we're going to talk about today was a doctor. Luke Luke is in the Bible, and Luke is a doctor. He was a doctor back in Jesus' time, and he was also, like I said, a follower. He was with Jesus and the disciples when they would go different places. He was there and saw the great miracles that Jesus had done. And so a lot of doctors, well, every doctor and the nurses, anytime they come in, they write down a lot of things, don't they? How tall you are, how much you weigh. They listen, they look in your ears, they write all those things down. A lot of details, that's what we call, because they want to make sure they know everything about you. And that's what Luke did, because he's a doctor. He wrote down a lot of details, a lot of things that might not be in John's gospel or Matthew's that we talked about. And so his book, the book of Luke, I can hold this up and show it to you. There it is, according to Luke. His book is a lot longer than the others because he wrote down so many things. Do you remember at Christmas time when we talked about Zacharias and John the Baptist and John being born, and when Jesus was born and how they went to Bethlehem? All those things Luke wrote down in his gospel. And so I wanted us to know not only did he write a book in the Bible, but he was a doctor. And I'm glad that back then there were doctors to try and help people. So that's another one of the followers of Jesus was Luke. So we learned about Matthew, and then we learned about the fisherman yesterday, and now we've learned about another man that wrote a book in the Bible, Luke. So, all right. Well, like I said, we've been doing our reviews this week about the bossy E, long E, and then yesterday we talked and we practiced words that had two vowels that go walking together, and what? The second one is silent, and he tells his friend, you get to say your name. And so we talked about that. Let's look at, so we learned, and we learned that how many vowels? We've known that for a long time, that there are what? 5 vowels. A, E, I, O, U. All right? So I pulled out our charts. I brought them over here so that you could see. We have short A, hat, apple, bat, cat. Long A says ape, vase, train, and hay. And then short E, a hen, egg, elephant, nest. It's saying that eh sound. And then long is bee, and zebra, tree, and the queen. I, bib, fish, zipper, and pin. You hear that I sound. But now we're going to have long I. I'm going to take this stethoscope off so it doesn't fall. We have kite and bike. Y'all going to go outside and ride your bike today? Pie and a lion. All right. Let me move so you can see. We have short O, sock, and top, and fox, and clock. But then it also says it's long O sound, boat, and goat. And what's that toy that goes down, up, down, up? The yo-yo and Mr. Hippo. And then short U, like the umbrella. Thank goodness we don't need that today. Drum and cup, bus and rug. And then long U, mule and a cube, a flute. Oh, and here's the girls' favorite. They all wear their unicorn shirts and dresses. The girls really like the unicorn. Well, the reason I share all that with you is we've learned that there are 5 vowels. But let me tell you, there is another letter that helps words. Let me show you what I mean. I wrote them on our dry erase board. So, you move around here. All right, let's look at these words. Try. T-R-Y. And then there's the word cry, C-R-Y. And then the word fry, F-R-Y. Sly, S-L-Y. Shy and dry. You know what? None of those words have any of these letters in them. They don't have any vowels, A, E, I, O, or U. But this is what's exciting. This is what's new. We always learned, didn't we, that when we learned the letter Y, it said yeah, like yellow and yes and yarn and yesterday. But it also makes the I sound, long I. So if I have T-R, I have I, try. Can you hear the long I sound? That Y is making the long I sound. All right, what about C-R, cry? I hope nobody cries today. And then F-R-Y, fry. All right, I might tonight, I think I might fry some chicken for supper. Yeah, Will likes fried chicken. All right, and then the letter L, sly. Oh, let me tell you just a little story, something that happened last night. We'll take a break from learning. This reminds me of the sly and then fox. Early this morning, before the sun ever came up, it was very late, Hattie, our cat, started making this noise, crying loud, woke everybody up. We thought, what is happening? Is she hurt? Is she stuck downstairs in the basement? So we all went running downstairs, and she was sitting by our front door and making this noise. And her tail, all her fur had puffed out. It was this big around, and she was looking through the glass of our front door, and you're never going to guess. Out on our front porch, she had seen a sly fox. We had a fox on our front porch, and she saw it, and she didn't go out. We didn't let her out because we didn't want her to get hurt. But she saw a sly old fox on our front porch, and she, like I said, she woke us all up with this sound. It wasn't a meow, it wasn't a growl or a hiss. It was just a sound that she made, and it was loud. And usually our Hattie she's not like that. She might meow if she wants to go outside, or even if I'm reading or if I'm at the computer and she wants some water, or usually if she wants some milk, she'll come over and take her paw and she'll tap me like that. And that means come and get me. I want some milk. But last night, in the middle of the night, woke us all up with the sly fox. I'm sorry, I had to tell that story. Anyway, let's go on. So we have S-H, I, shy. Do you know somebody that's shy? They don't, usually they're kind of quiet and keep to themselves. And so sometimes if you know somebody that's shy, you need to ask them and say, do you want to play? Do you want to go and play tag or swing on the swings? Somebody that's shy. And then the last word is dry. I had washed some clothes yesterday and I put them in the machine, the dryer, to get them dry. So these are all words. They don't have a vowel like we've learned, A-E-I-R-U, but you hear the long I sound because the letter Y can make the long I sound, I. So let's try these words. Try, cry, F-R, fry. Then S-L says sly, shy, and dry. So those are our new words with the long I sound. The letter Y sometimes will make the long I sound. So, whenever we say, what are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. It doesn't make the Y sound, it'll make the long I sound. Sometimes the letter Y makes the vowel sound. All right, I'm going to write a sentence on the board, and then we're going to read it together. So I'm going to take this down so that I have a lot of space to write on. And we'll try a sentence for the end of the day, the end of the week. So I'm going to move over and talk to you this way. Maybe I can turn my camera a little bit. There we go. So that you can see. All right, here's a sight word. I. And then another sight word. Ul. Remember, there's two L's together. We don't say ul. We just say two. When two letters are the same, they make one sound. I will. Here's one of our new words, try. Another sight word, not. Try not to cry. I'm going to try not to cry. Yesterday we got the news that our vacation, it's not really vacation, but our time away from school has been extended through April 24th. So that means a couple of more weeks that we won't get to be together. And so it makes me sad because there's so many things that we wanted to do. That means we'll miss Easter and Easter parties and all those fun things that we like to do in the springtime. And so it really upsets Miss McGuire because I want us to be together and do some of the really fun things and good things that we need to do. But we'll keep having school in my garage. And next week we're going to add some things. We'll do Bible and we'll do some phonics, and keep practicing your writing. Keep practicing reading through your blend book and your word book and your 2 little readers I sent. And then we'll also start talking next week about, I've got our globe. And so we're going to start learning about some boys and girls that live in other places in other countries. So we're going to do that next week too. So I hope that you have a great weekend. It's a beautiful day. Go outside and play. It's warm already. I was outside just a little bit ago. I'm going to plant my flowers today and get that done. And I'm going to try not to cry that we won't be together for a few more weeks. Just always remember that Jesus loves you, and so does Miss McGuire. And I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.